Hello everyone, how are you feeling today? It's Server1 here, and today I'm coming at you with my 3 combos for DDs with 3 cards. So before we begin, I'll explain everything. First off, a shout out to somebody called Yugi Leo. This guy is pretty nice from what I've seen. He's have a lot of really love for Pendulum Magicians, and already have a bonus points with me by loving Enlightenment Paladin in his deck, which is my favorite monster, if you guys didn't know. So we already have bonus points with me. And he's started his Yu-Gi-Oh! Career pretty recently, I think, from the way I gather, because I really didn't have the time so much to go into all of his things. But from the way I look, it's awesome. Like, his channel is pretty good. Also, we have a 500 giveaway right now, so if you guys want to be part of that, and he's going to give giveaway of dual overload, I believe the name of the set is. Anyway, he's going to do a giveaway of that. So if you want to participate in that as well, there's also an option. Second thing, if you still want to vote for the next deck profile, go to the DDD video that is going to be at the end of the video, or just right now if you want to just check the deck profile first. And then you can just vote there, because right now we're on a tie, and specifically I'll just, if that will be the case, I'll just pick the one out of the 2 that I want. But if you want to pick another one, this is your chance right now. Like, next video is just going to be different. Also, last thing, I'm just going to say in a combo right now, these 2 are not going to make an appearance. They're your backup negations. First off. And secondly, I didn't really find a combos of 3 cards yet, like, you know, from the good combos and the more consistent ones, that bring those 2. Also, this can be 38, but what I mean is like, these are your backup, extra deck monsters for negations and stuff like that, and there are good plans B, but they're not, like, mostly your plan A. And another thing is that DDDs is an extra deck, not a deck, it's a deck, sorry. It's a deck that love to use cards of 3 cards combos, doing only 3 cards combos and higher. I specifically am going to do only 3 card combos because they're the most consistent, but this is a deck that like to do 3 card combos and higher, because you need the 2 cards for fusion and then an extender. So that's how this deck works. So without further ado anymore, let's just get started. So for the first combo, which actually end you up on the first combo that we had back in the day, which you will see which one I mean, you just need Copernicus, Zero Slime, and Lamia. Just to show you guys how much better this combo got, I'm just going to use those 3. So first off, you can fusion either with those 2 or those 2. It doesn't really matter. Let's say we're fusion with those, right? You bring out your Genghis. Once again, you don't really use the extra monster zone anymore, which is pretty nice. You banish your Zero Slime. Special summon the Copernicus. Copernicus sent from your deck to the graveyard the Vice Typhon, which that's why I say Vice Typhon is really important, and you will see why in a second as well. Then you're going to use the effect of Genghis, special summoning the Lamia from your grave. Right? These will be here. Doesn't really matter. Then you're going to use those 2. This goes to grave. This goes to extra deck. You special summon your Needle Fiber. Needle Fiber effect triggers, giving you a second Lamia. Pretty important. Then you're going to use those 2 to make your Alexander. Then, what you're going to do is that you're going to banish those 2 from your grave, and that's why I said it's pretty important, because then you just leave this for the graveyard for next turn, or just specifically if some combos come up, this just stays there. So, you're going to use those 2 to make your Big Gengi Boy, triggering the effect of this guy, special summoning the Lamia back, use those 2 to make your Siegfried, triggering this effect, special summon the Alexander back, trigger Lamia effect, send this to grave, special summon, use those 2 This get banished, this gets sent to grave, and then you also got a Crystal Wing. So you got the normal end board with 3 cards with a better Link monster that then can also give you a draw card because you can summon Formula Synchron during your opponent's turn. And this is just with 3 cards that back in the day wouldn't really get you to here. Like, they will get you close, but not really to here. Because Copernicus back in the day wasn't really good. Also, to also give you the fact that you didn't even normal summon for this. So that's really crazy. So, yeah, Copernicus now became so much better. So that is the first combo out of them. But what will happen if you actually open up with Kepler, but not with the usual 3 cards, because I want to show you that in the end, because it became so much better. But what will happen if you open up with something like Ragnarok, Lamia, and Kepler? This is your hand, right? What will happen with that? Well, first off, you're going to put this in scale. That's the first thing. Then you're going to normal summon this, adding this thing to your hand, which then you can add your Cereal Slime. Okay? Next, you're going to use those 2 to special summon, or fusion summon, should I say, your Genghis. Trigger the effect of Ragnarok. Special summon the Lamia. Don't use this guy effect yet, but you're going to use those 2. This goes to extra deck to special summon Needle Fiber. Needle Fiber is very, very important for those combos. I don't think this card is going to be that important in every deck post Master Rule 5, but it's still a very, very important and unfortunately going to be expensive card. But yeah, let's just face the fact, it's really important. So then you're going to trigger his effect, special summon the Ghost. Then activate the effect of Flame Genghis to special summon the Lamia. Use those 2 to go into something that you wouldn't expect. You're going to go into Meteor Burst, actually. Trigger Meteor Burst effect, special summon this. Trigger the effect of, what is the name? Oblivion King Ragnarok, special summon your Genghis. Then use this and Genghis. Sorry, took me a second. Also, this is supposed to be... No, it's not supposed to be banished. I didn't use his effect. Huh, I forgot about that. Then you're going to use those 2 to special summon or synchro summon Siegfried. Then you trigger Ghost effect to send another Lamia to grave, just because you can, and you can then up your deck. And then you're going to use one of the Lamia's effects to pretty much send this to the graveyard. Special summon. Use those 2. Actually, this should have been summoned into this zone, by the way. Use those 2. This get banished into a Crystal Wing. And then you have 2 options. Either leave this on board and leave this as a 3k wall. Or you can use those 2. This goes into extra deck to special summon a Decode Talker. And then you got 1 negate, 2nd negate, and then 2 essential negates in a way of like protecting you from targeting. So that's pretty nice as well. So that's a pretty nice end board with, again, a hand that you probably back in the day wouldn't be able to do that. But what will happen if you actually open up with the perfect hand like back in the day? The 3 potential cards to open up your plays, which are Cereal Slime, Lamia, Kepler, and you can do whatever you want with them. What will happen with that then? Well, I will show you. First off, you're going to normal summon your Kepler. Kepler will add to your hand your Dark Contract. Dark Contract will be activated to add to your hand your Vice Typhon. Okay? Then, what you're going to do is that you're going to use Cereal Slime and Vice Typhon to special summon your Genghis. Banish the Cereal Slime to special summon the Lamia. Don't use this effect yet, but you are going to use those 2 This goes to the extra deck to make your Needle Fiber. Needle Fiber, special summon Ghost from your deck. Which this card actually kind of grew up on me, and I might actually going to add another one. And if you do have this in your hand instead of Lamia, and also Necro Slime instead of Lamia or something like that, this combo can even end up with you Foolish barreling more resources. But for the time being, like, let's go with the more simple one. So, yeah, if you open up with, like, Necro Slime instead of Lamia, and this can also be possible. I just like to go with Vice Typhon, because Vice Typhon makes sure I don't really have to banish high-level monsters for my big Genghis, just to clarify that. Anyway, Genghis going to trigger his effect because this was special summoned. You're going to special summon the Lamia. Right? You're going to use those two to special summon the Alexander. Also, for this to note, in this particular combo, it doesn't really matter you send Vice Typhon, but I specifically like to send Vice Typhon because it's also getting it out of my deck, because it's kind of like, it's better to get it out of your deck. So if you want to get it out of your deck, is the better option. But anyway, you're going to use those two now to banish, special summon your Big Genghis right into here. Then trigger up the Alexander effect, special summon the Lamia. Use those two to special summon, actually, you're going to see, it's going to look to you weird, but you're actually going to special summon first the Crystal Wing, actually, to this zone. You're going to summon Crystal Wing first. You might going to raise an eyebrow and say, like, why do you want to summon the Siegfried? Trust me. You're going to use the Gate effect. Not Gate effect, but Lamia effect. Sending Gate to Grave. Special summon. Triggering Genghis effect. Special summon. Use those two. This get banished. Send to Grave. Then you get to special summon your Omega, or whatever one you want to. I specifically, once again, went with Omega because Savage is not good in this point, because you don't really have any, should I say, Link Monster in Grave. However, you're going to use those two right now, because they're both DD monsters. You're going to special summon your Gilgamesh. Right? You might ask yourself, why do you want to do that? Well, it's actually pretty important, because now you're going to put in your scales this thing and this thing. Really important, actually. So what's going to happen right now is pretty simple. You're going to trigger this guy effect, which say you banish 2 DD monsters from your graveyard to special summon him from the scale. So you're going to banish your Alexander and Ghost. Special summon. And what's going to happen right now, you want to trigger Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2 Ghost. Because Ghost, when it gets banished, by the way, a lot of people forget about it, you get to, I'm not sure if the camera can focus. Anyway, you get to pretty much, when this card is banished, you target one DD monster that is banished and return it to the graveyard, which is a really, really big deal. So you can return it to the graveyard, right? And then you can essentially return your Lamia to the graveyard. So in Chainlink 2, you return the Lamia. Chainlink 1, you special summon the Lamia, because this is a DD monster that gets special summoned. And then you're going to use those two. This goes to your graveyard, this goes to your extra deck, and you special summon your Siegfried, which for some reason fell to the floor. So give me a second. Where are you, Ziggy? There. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There it is. It just fell for the floor, like I said, for a second, and just got a mess up. So, you got 1, 2, 3 interruptions, a card that can return this to the graveyard, to then just, during your opponent's turn, to send another Lamia, or any other of your resources, and take a card off your opponent's hand. This can give you a draw during your opponent's turn. This negate a spell and trap. This negate a monster effect. I wish that those two we can link away into something better, but unfortunately we can't because this limits you. But overall, this is a pretty strong end board because you kind of went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 cards in your hand, and then specifically this also giving you another card. this return you a card to the grave, and also take a card from your opponent's hand, and these two are 2 negates. So it's really powerful. This is, with the 3 cards that back in the day only gave you something like this. Like this, and this was been like something, like this would have been, what are called? Witch Apprentice. But right now, you get something like this, which is so powerful compared to what you had before. So, yeah, I'm just going to say out loud, this is a really good end board. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. This is pretty much the strongest combo I could have come up with the time that I had, and I'm pretty sure it's a pretty good one. Again, hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below if there are any combo that I could have forgot off, or what do you think about this. Till next time, remember, creativity is the key in this game. Have a good day, guys. Stay safe, and give support to the other people in the community. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.